Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Salim Akhtar Malik, your host at the Observation Post channel. On this channel, we discuss issues of national and international importance, defense matters, and important events from military history. You can interact with me on my channel by giving your precious views, which are very dear to me and important for me. You can also solicit the transcripts of my videos, which are available at my Twitter address, which is Salim Akhtar 53. The subscription to my channel and the transcripts are available gratis, that is, no fee is charged. In this session, we'll be discussing about how Israel has broken out of its siege, the siege which the Arabs had imposed on it in 1948 when the state of Israel was established. Hasnan Haikal, President Jamal Abdel Nasser's confidant and a former editor-in-chief of Cairo's Al Ahram Daily, has written in his book, The Autumn of Fury, that Nasser had never wanted to destroy Israel. Nasser had always considered Israel as yet another crusader state which, over a period of time, would die its natural death. We understand now why Nasser compared Israel with the crusader states. According to the Israeli historian David Ohana, I'll read out to you the excerpts from his book published in 2006. Before the outbreak of the 1967 Six-Day War, Egyptian President Jamal Abdel Nasser was compared to the legendary leader Salahuddin, who in the distant past had defeated the foreign invaders. The weekly journal Al-Hadat informed its readers that since Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, known to the West as Saladin, the Arabs have not had a leader like Abdel Nasser. Saladin was viewed as a mobilizing symbol of the liberation of Jerusalem, of Muslim unity, religious sacrifice, selfless struggle, and the victory of faith. According to the Ancient History Encyclopedia, Crusades was waged by the impoverished kings of Christendom, goaded by the Pope to grab the fabled riches of the Muslim Middle East. The Crusader states were formed after the First Crusade, which was fought between 1095 and 1102, that is for 7 years. So, as a result of the First Crusade, 4 Crusader states were formed or established. These were small in size, and the purpose of these states was to hold on to the territories which the Christian armies or the Crusaders had seized from the Muslims. These states were the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the County of Edessa, the County of Tripoli, and the Principality of Antioch. The Crusader states managed to retain their presence in the Muslim Middle East till 1291, but were frequently hampered by the internecine wars and feuds, as a result of which they were completely wiped out by the Muslim armies, as I said, by 1291. So they remained in existence for 200 years, and after 200 years, almost 200 years, that is from 1095 till 1291. So after 200 years, they were gradually wiped out of existence, and Nasser thought Israel as yet another crusader state which will also cease to exist in due course of time. The state of Israel was proclaimed in May 1948 and was immediately attacked by the armies of its Arab neighbors. And what armies they were! The Syrian army was headed by bands of marauders led by one Fawzi el Kawaukji, who was an ex-Ottoman army officer. The Egyptian army, according to Jamal Abdel Nasser, was busy making toilets for the king, that is for King Farouk. It was only the British-led and trained army of Transjordan, which under its commander Glubb Pasha, who was also British, managed to take on the much superior Israeli or Jewish armies of, there were sort of private armies called Haganah and Stern Gang. Volunteer armies raised before the state of Israel was established. So as a result of the 1948 war between the Arabs and the newly formed state of Israel, Jordan was, which was then called Transjordan, was able to control the west bank of River Jordan along with East Jerusalem. However, in due course of time, Israel managed to expand itself and today has its teeth in the entire British mandated Palestine. It also grabbed the Golan Heights from Syria during the 1967 war. When I talk about the Arab rulers, I do not take into consideration the Arab monarchies, because till the signing of peace treaty between Israel and Egypt in 1978, that is, I'm talking about the period of between 1948 and 1978, the world did not take the Arab monarchies seriously. It was only after the 1973 war between Israel and Egypt, in which it was also sided by the Syrians, that the Arab monarchies started gaining importance. As for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it owes its existence to the secret Sykes-Picot agreement between France and Britain, which was concluded after the First World War. United Arab Emirates and Qatar gained independence only in September and December 1971. During Nasser's rule, which lasted between 1952 and 1970, Egypt, which was then officially designated as the United Arab Republic or UAR, was a bulwark of Arab nationalism and the nerve center of the Arab Middle East. Nasser had commissioned, he was a towering personality. He had commissioned ex-Nazi scientists and engineers to design and construct fighter planes for his Air Force, as well as develop biological weapons and a delivery system to deliver those weapons. Providing the backdrop for Frederick Forsyth's thriller novel, The Odessa File. Hinting at Israel while reviewing a military parade, Nasser had commented that his rockets could land south of Lebanon. While dealing with Israel, Nasser had ignored that most of the Israeli military commanders had been on the general staff of the Allied army had served on the general staff of the Allied army during the Second World War. As a result of its defeat in the 1967 war, Egypt gradually lost its clout in the Arab world. In 1973, Anwar Sadat, Nasser's successor, tried to restore the status quo ante by attacking Israel. Egypt had recognized Israel in 1979 as a quid pro quo, that is, as a reciprocal arrangement for regaining its lost territories, which it had lost to Israel during the 1967 war, and these were the Sinai Peninsula and Sharm el-Sheikh. Thereafter, in 1989, as a result of the the Second Gulf War, which was fought between Saddam Hussein's Iraq and the coalition led by the United States, in which Saddam Hussein's army was defeated. So as a result of the Second Gulf War, Jordan also recognized Israel and had a peace treaty with it. The same year, Morocco and the Gulf states also stopped their boycott of Israel, along with Egypt and Jordan, which had stopped the boycott much before. So these states, this is the Gulf states and Morocco, established trading houses in Israel. However, they had to close their trading houses in 2000, in the year 2000, as a result of the harsh treatment of Palestinians by the Israelis. However, the trade relations and other activities continued. As for Saudi Arabia, though it does not recognize Israel, nevertheless, it does not stop it from maintaining back channel contacts with Israel in order to deal with Iran. As for Iran, its rhetoric against Israel is just that, only rhetoric to curry favor with the militias like Hezbollah. Iran, during the first Gulf War, which was fought between Saddam Hussein's Iraq and Iran, during that war, Iran had been receiving armaments from Israel, which included TOW anti-tank missiles. Where does Pakistan stand in this algorithm? When we talk about the Pakistani leaders and politicians, when we talk about their hypocrisy, they have the same DNA as the Arab rulers. Nawaz Sharif maintained trade relations and businesses with India and also bought machinery for his steel mills which he had established in Jeddah. So the machinery was bought from Israel. Pakistani glitterati, which include politicians, businessmen, bureaucrats, Maulanas, etc., they regularly visit Israel. Maulana Ajmal Qadri of Jamiatul Ulama Islam gained fame during the 1990s when his secret visit to Israel was blown up. While at the Ben Gurion airport, the Pakistanis request the Israeli immigration not to stamp their passports. Thereafter, depending upon their preferences, they visit the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the Diamond Exchange at Tel Aviv, or the cat houses of Tel Aviv. This is all which I wanted to tell you about how Israel has broken out of its siege slapped on it by the Arabs. Talk to you about many other subjects in my future videos. Till then, bye-bye.